So let's talk about the box office for Avatar Fire and Ash. Because it is significantly, it's not a small amount, it is significantly below Avatar The Way of Water. By some $40 million, which is a hell of a lot. That is a hell of a lot. And I think the writing's on the wall, actually, for this franchise. And now I'm not going to say that this movie won't go on to earn $1 billion. It's not what I'm saying. I think it absolutely will do. But when the production budget for this film is somewhere in the region of, quoted anyway, or estimated, stated, quoted, at $400 million, $1 billion is not a smash hit when your production budget is that high. It just isn't. Now, there will be people jumping to the defense of Avatar here. This isn't an attack. It's not. It's just looking at the numbers. And the numbers are on the decline massively. So before you go, no, and jump in the way of an imaginary bullet of your favourite blue Smurfs, just go into this video with open eyes. Because, I don't care about this franchise. I'm not invested either way. But when the budget is 400 million and your opening weekend is 40 million less than the last one, it does go to show, I think, that there is a declining interest here. And you know what? I actually think James Cameron knows this as well, because he's been talking a hell of a lot about changing it up moving forwards. He's been very honest about that on the lead up to this movie's release. Very, very candid, actually, more so than normal. On the lead up to Avatar Way of Water, he spoke a little bit about it. The rhetoric's been nowhere near as powerful as he's been saying it recently. So let's just take a look, right? Let's just take a look. Avatar Fire and Ash, $88 million it's looking like it's going to do. Right, that's the projection. The final numbers aren't in yet. They're not in. So, 20th Century Studios' Avatar Fire and Ash grossed an estimated $28 million today. This is yesterday. 23% down from Friday. That's a big drop off. Now, the estimated opening weekend, based on that, is $88 million. Now, lots of people's argument will be, these movies never open strong, but they limp on. Okay, maybe. Maybe. But when you're opening $40 million less. In fact, you're opening, some $10 million? Because I think the first one, if I remember rightly, opened to like $77 million. So it's $11 million more than the first one? It shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't be having declining revenues in a trilogy. Should be gaining momentum. This is losing momentum. At the very least, it should be keeping momentum. But it's actively losing momentum. Now, I'm not unsympathetic to those people that love this franchise. I get it. Well, I don't get it. Well, I get it if you just want escapism. I don't get it outside of anything else. But I get it that you would be disappointed hearing some of this stuff. But be honest with yourself. $40 million less? That's very bad. That is bad. Because Avatar The Way of Water... let's have a look. Summaries here. I think we've got the opening weekend. Scroll all the way through this. Biggest domestic weekend, $134 million. $134 million. And Avatar Fire and Ash is 88. Oh. Yeah, that's not good. It isn't good. Its biggest first Friday, right? It came out to $53 million. Avatar The Way of Water. What did this one do now? Because I don't think, again, it didn't do great. It's going to go off to be, again, quite big, right? Abroad, $340 to $350 million abroad. It'll do $1 billion, but when your budget is $400 million, it's not good. It's really not good. We'll just scroll through some of this because I want to see. They normally have a breakdown of it. Zootopia, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. They don't have a breakdown of it. That's a frustrating. Point is, right, previous Friday. 43 million. And this was 53. It's down across the board. Not brilliant. I think that was actually abroad as well. So that's significantly worse, actually. I think they're in for a bit of a disaster here. I genuinely think they're in for a bit of a disaster. I don't think this will leg out. I think this will struggle to do 2 billion. I genuinely think this is going to end up struggling to do 2 billion mark. Now, The Way of Water did 2.3 billion. Okay. But that kind of limps onto it, really. Opening weekend, 134 million. And this estimated now to only do 88. Again, ordinarily, you'd look at those numbers and go, well, that's pretty good. You know, you'd look at that and you'd go, well, that's pretty good. But with a $400 million price tag and a very, very apparent, it's not even a small amount, it's very apparent declining interest in this property, you start to wonder if there's enough meat on the bones to continue. I don't think there is. Now, I'm not going to sit there and say it's been review bombed or it's got bad reviews. People love it. Those people that are going to go watch it, they love it. Right? They undeniably, Fire and Ash, 91%. They love it. You've got Avatar there. Brilliant. 92%. People love it. What was this one? Avatar, The Way of Water. Oh, no, is this Avatar? Oh, Avatar, the first one, 82%. I'm surprised, actually. I thought it would be higher than that. And then Avatar, The Way of Water, 92%. Interesting, actually. But you can see, apparently, the critics like this far less. 68%. 263. Critics reviews. 454. So it may go up. Got 25,000 people reviewing it. Audience. Fire and Ash, only 2,500. I think we're seeing it is a declining interest, but I think this movie is going to struggle to do 2 billion. I believe that this movie will still make over $1 billion, and I'm not saying it's a bomb. That's not what I'm saying. It's far more nuanced than it's a bomb. But I think the declining interest will make it difficult to justify continuing these when they have such a high price tag. I think that's fair. And I think the declining interest is obvious now. But it'll be fascinating to see where it goes from here. $40 million less. How do you justify that? How can you say that? How can you objectively look at $40 million less opening weekend and go, that's fine? Right? $40 million domestic. Right, that's what we're talking about. Very specifically the US market. And go, well, that's all right then. It's like, well, I guess if you want to rely on China, you shouldn't be reliant on China. Granted, like, it is still a business. It's still a market to tap into. And if it's giving you money, I get it. But as an American business, you shouldn't be relying on China. That's shouldn't be controversial. Maybe it is to some people, but I don't think it's controversial. So there you go. I don't have much else to say, really. Now, the runtime of this film, 3 hours, 12 minutes, will undoubtedly have an issue. You know, a part to play. If only because they can't run enough screenings like they have done for other films opening weekend. That's fair. That's fair. Be very interesting to see where this goes moving forwards. But I think this may struggle to do 2 billion. I think. And I might be wrong. I get that. But there you go. What do you guys think? Let me know down below.